Okay, I think we are good to start now. As I said, today we will see two things, that is nothing but environment setup and HTML5. We will start complete. We cannot complete everything today, even tomorrow we need some time, but environment setup we will complete today, and we will start and we'll begin HTML5. Okay, that's what the plan for today. So, hardware requirements. If you want to take this course, what hardware you would be needing? Basic hardware is enough. Basic hardware is enough. So let me go to, this is the roadmap. So what we will do, let's first create pages. Page and roadmap. And all these things. So you see my screen, right? Let's go to the roadmap. Okay, I will format it, but not now. We can format the document as well. So this is the roadmap. This one, roadmap. Now, so we'll talk about environment setup. Let's create a new page. Environment setup. Page. Environment setup. So in the environment setup, what you would be needing? So you need to know what processor you would be needing. A general hardware requirement. What hardware you would be needing? So if you can see here, here are some general hardware requirement that should be sufficient for practicing the web development. So processor, can you tell me which processor you need to have? Processor, how much RAM you would be needing on your computer? Storage. Anything is sufficient. Proper display. If you have two displays, well and good. And very important thing, internet connection. Okay. So just cross verify with your existing setup. It is there or not. So any modern multi-core CPU is okay. So here you can say modern multi-core processor such as Intel Core i5, AMD Ryzen would be adequate for running the development environment smoothly. Okay. Then RAM, minimum 8 GB of the RAM is recommended. However, if you have more, it's well and good. A minimum RAM of 8 GB is recommended. However, having 16 GB or more would provide a better performance, especially when running multiple applications simultaneously. Then hard disk. If you have a solid state drive, SSD is preferable over the traditional HDD because it offers faster read and write speeds, resulting in improved performance when loading and saving the files. Operating system. Development can be done on any OS, no matter which OS you are using. The development can be done on various operating systems. Choose one you are most comfortable with, such as Windows, Mac, or Linux. Then display. Standard display is enough, whatever display you have with your laptop, with any resolution, that is okay. An internet connection, you can say a stable and steady internet connection is required. Environment setup. This is the hardware requirement. Hello? This is what? Hardware requirement. To take this course, at least you should have this requirement. Okay? To take the course, at least you should have, at least your system should suffice this hardware requirement. Well, it is not needed. If you don't have, right? If you don't have, that is also okay. It will work. You will learn. Nothing is stopping you from learning. But if you need to have very intensive job like analysis, analysis, at that time this might not work. You might need to improvise your system. Getting my point? Hello? Okay. Then in the software requirement, what we would be needing? So which software we need to have on our machine? Software requirements. So first we need to install this. We will do today a Node.js. We need to have Node.js installed on the machine. Then code editor. We can say VSCode. Right? Then one browser we would be needing. And then we need to work with Git. We need to install the Git. So this is what we would be doing. We would be needing the Node.js. What is Node.js is not that important for you right now. Hello? Presently, if you don't know what is a Node.js, okay. But if you want to learn web development, you need Node.js. Okay. So in the software, you need to install Node, VS Code, browser, and Git. These four things needs to be installed on your machine. Hello? Okay. So what is Node.js? We will install it. Node.js is JavaScript runtime environment, and NPM is a Node package manager for the Node.js libraries and the Node modules. So install the Node.js from the official website. So I have given the link here, nodejs.org, right? And choose the LTS version, long-term support. VS Code, yesterday I had given you homework, correct? Hello? Have you completed the homework? Choose the code editor that suits your preferences, right? So popular options include the VS Code. We would be working with the VS Code. So Visual Studio Code here is widely used and has excellent support for web development. Okay. So here After that, you need to have a proper browser on your machine. You will need a modern web browser to test and run your React and or web applications. We can say or web applications. Commonly used browser includes the Chrome, Firefox, Edge, and the Safari. But I will recommend to work with the Chrome. Okay. Then Git. So today we need to install this. Git is a version control system. What is Git? We will see. You widely used for managing the source code. Install the Git from official website. This one, and set up your machine. This allow you to track changes in your code base and collaborate with others. So as far as this course is concerned, this software and hardware requirement is enough. If your system is sufficing these things, if your computer is sufficing these things, you can work with web development, or you can learn the web development. Hello? Am I audible? Am I audible or not? Okay. Okay. Now what we will do, let's start installing one by one. So you also need to install Node.js. Go to the official page Node.js, and you need to install the LTS on your machine. What you need to install? LTS. So click here, and it will start downloading few things. It will start downloading few things, or it will download one executable. It will download one executable, and just double click that executable, it will work. Hello? So do it right now. Hello? So you need to install Node first. If you get any challenges, please let me know. If you are getting any challenges in installing it, please let me know. Hello? Any challenge? So if you want to check Node.js is installed or not on your machine, open the command prompt. Open what? Command prompt. And I hope you see my screen, and type node over here. Hit the enter. And if you see something like this, welcome to the Node.js version 16.13.2. And here you can say 10 plus 23. Enter. And can you see here answer 33? A simple test to check node is installed on your machine. You might need to restart the system as well after installing the node on some machines. So if you want to cross verify Node.js is installed or not on your machine, what you can do, you can open the terminal. Right? And type first node over here. Can you see node? I have typed node. Then it says that welcome to Node.js 16.13.2. This is the version of the Node.js. And it says type .help for more information. And here you can say 10 plus 23, answer is 33. If you see something like this, you have installed node correctly. Give a try. If you can install it, well and good. Otherwise, you can install it later on. I'll give you 5 minutes more. If you have installed it, just write it in the chat box that you have installed the node. Hello? Voice is not clear. Your voice is not clear.
Is it clear?
No.
Now is it clear?
Yes.
Okay, so I was saying that when you install this, it gets redirected to the PowerShell and some script gets run, correct?
No. I have opened this terminal. Manually, I have opened this command prompt. You need to go to the search bar, Windows search bar, and
Yeah, this I understood that you put type percentage and that node for checking version. I'm saying that when you like type on that click on that setup, it gets redirected to that.
correct. Installation process you are talking about.
Yes.
Yeah, correct. In the installation process, it takes you to one page here. When you click over here, it takes you to one page. Just follow the sequence and my node would be installed on your machine. This one, right? So on the Mac, you will see something different, but on the Windows, there is a different process.
Just after installation, I guess it's redirected to that PowerShell and it's showing failed.
You can share your screen. You,
Visible.
yeah, your screen is visible. The still installation is in progress. Didn't find any channel feed. Try installing again.
Fine, I'll do it.
Yeah, and also check your network connection if something is blocking node. What about other people? What's happening? Is it working or not? So, so you are using Linux. Your voice is not clear actually. Your voice is echoing. Hello? Yeah, go ahead. No problem. So if you are on the Linux, right, you may take another approach. You may take one more approach. Let me tell you. So, just a minute. I would like to show you that part. In the Linux, on the Linux, what you can do. Yeah, this is for the Linux and the Mac system. So here I'm opening one link. Just install. You can go down and here you will find installation. Can you see this? CURL. Just copy this. Okay. Either copy this into your command prompt or terminal, or copy this into the terminal. One of them you can use. Okay. Then something would be getting downloaded. Now see, running either of the command means this or this, downloads a script and runs it. The script clones nvm repository to the tilde means your home directory on the Linux. There would be one nvm folder would be getting created on the home directory and attempts to add the source lines from the snippet below. And attempts to add the source lines from the snippet below into these files. So automatically this will do. So this is a very quick on the Linux. Just try. I will give this link for Linux users. For Linux users, Linux or Mac users can also use this link for installing node. Actually, it is a nvm, node version manager. This link, it's a node version manager, right? So I have written in the notebook, you can check it. Hello, I have given link in the notebook, you can check it. Done or not? Hello? Yeah. Okay, no problem. I'll move ahead then. Yeah. But if you can do along with me, that would be really helpful for you. Fine. I'm moving ahead. Now we have installed Node.js. Okay. We have installed Node.js on our machine. So VS Code you already have done. Yes or no?
Yes, yes.
Everyone, VS Code have been installed, right? Okay. So let's have a tick mark to this. Browser you already having. You are already using the browser, correct? So Chrome would be a good option. Then Git. So this might not be on your machine. Again, we need to follow some installation. On the Linux, I'm especially talking about Linux. If you are using Linux, right? If you are using Linux, just type, open the terminal, command prompt, and hit the type git and hit the enter. If you see something like this, Git is already installed on your machine. You don't need to do anything special on the Linux. Can you see that? So all these things. And if you don't see Git on the Windows, not identified command or some error, right? If you don't see this thing on your machine, if you don't see all these things on your machine, you need to follow Git on your computer. And how? It is already installed, right? Hello? Okay. Now Git SCM. So if it is not installed, for those people in the batch, if this is not installed, just click on the Git SCM, right? And try installing this on your machine. So how? Can you see here? A latest source release 2.41.0, and presently I am on the Mac. It is showing download for the Mac. If you are on the Windows, it will say you are on the Windows, right? Download for the Windows and start downloading it. And you may start downloading this. Hello? Okay, so Node is installed and Git is also installed. Okay, so for both of you, Node is installed or not?
Yes, for me.
Okay. Okay, in progress, right? For you, Node installation in progress. No problem. Immediately we don't require Node, but Git we require. Okay, we need Git. We absolutely need Git. So I'll make a tick mark over here as well, that you have sufficed with all these software requirements. Okay. Okay, I will do here Node.js. One person have left with the installation on the Node.js, or let's mark it done, no problem. Fine. So under the environment setup, all the hardware requirements and the software requirements are sufficing, right? Your computer is meeting all these requirements, correct? Hardware also. So absolutely not, it is not like that you should have all the things with you. So very important things, internet should be there, right? Display should be there, OS should be there, any OS, and the configurations of the processor and RAM and the SSD or the storage is not required until your system is not suspending while you work, and you can type the code properly, you can run the code properly, your system is enough, right? So these numbers are just recommended things. You have it or you don't have it, that's absolutely no problem. Fine. So what we need to do now, is VS Code. Open the VS Code on your machine. So I have opened the VS Code. This is my VS Code. You'll see something like this. You will see something like this. In the very beginning, or if it is the first time, if you have opened the VS Code for very first time, it might be little bit different. Just open the VS Code on your machine and let me know in the chat box. Okay. Now look at the VS Code. There are different icons you will see. You might not see this thing, and this thing. So last three icons you might not see. These three icons you might not see. You will see, till this thing, extensions, right? Extensions, this, and this. So these options are optional for you. You don't need these things right now. Right now, here if you see, just hover the cursor over this option. So this thing is called as Project Explorer. What we call it as? Project Explorer. If you click it, all the open projects or the folder, if you click over here, it says that open any folder. That folder would be considered as a source code. You might not see this also. Create a Java project and something like this. So you might not see this as well. No problem. That is okay. But you will see only this thing. You have not opened any folder yet. And here open folder. Right? You can click on the open folder and select the folder from system. That would be treated as your source folder. That would be treated as what? Source folder. This is nothing but this. Okay. Now second option, if you want to search throughout the source, all the files and folders inside your source code, if you want to search through all the source files and folders, you can type that over here. Search and replace also. If you want to search something and replace something, you can search and replace it over here. Any questions? Hello? Okay. Then here, third icon. That is nothing but what? The Git related operations. That is nothing but what? Git related operations. Means if you want to upload something to Git, okay, and if you want to download something from Git, this icon will help you. This icon will help you. If you want to upload something to Git, if you want to download something from the Git, this option will help you. You will get to know in the future. You will get to know time to time in the future. Then debugging. If you want to debug your JavaScript code, or if you want to debug anything, you can use this icon. You can use what? This icon. We'll see that. I'm going to show you everything practically, and you also need to do that. But today, I will just give you information about the tools available in VS Code. Here you can see extensions. Extensions. So VS Code is a software. VS Code is one software. Here you can say VS Code. VS Code is the software. Microsoft has developed this software, VS Code. It's a coding editor. But you can enhance the features and functionalities of the VS Code by writing some extensions. For example, if you want to check the spellings, right? If you want to check the spellings, you can write one external tool and connect that with the VS Code, and that is called as extension. That is called as what? Extension. Similarly, if you want to play a YouTube videos along with typing the code, so you can write that piece of software and integrate it with the VS Code, right? And that thing is called as extensions. So VS Code core functionality, VS Code's core functionality, what I'm saying, core functionality of the VS Code is a coding editor. It is a coding editor, but I want to add extra features. Now if you see, I have downloaded a MongoDB installation. So VS Code can get connected with the MongoDB, which is not a core functionality of the VS Code. Core functionality of the VS Code is to have, what you can say, is to have simply environment for typing the code. So if you see, this is the public repository. This is the public repository of the VS Code. And if you see, Microsoft has developed this VS Code, which is open source. This is what? Open source. Getting my point? Hello?
Yes.
And what is the extensions? Extensions are that tools. Extensions are that tools. So we can go here, just a minute. And here I can say page VS Code. So we can write something about VS Code. We can write something about VS Code. Well, here if you can see, just a minute team. Okay. So here team, VS Code. So we are talking about VS Code. Now here we can see, you there, right team?
Yes, yes.
VS Code. So first we will try to understand what is VS Code. Then what are extensions? What are extensions? What are extensions? So first we will see what is VS Code. So notes are getting updated day by day. It would be getting updated. I'm trying to create everything in front of you. Visual Studio Code, here you can say, is often abbreviated as VS Code, is free and open source code editor that we have seen. It is designed to be lightweight, highly customizable, and adaptable to various programming languages and development workflows. VS Code is known for its rich feature set, extensive extension ecosystem, and cross-platform compatibility, making it popular choice amongst all the developers. Here are some key features of the VS Code available. Right? First is code editing. So I'm going very much in the detail, which is not needed actually, but by considering the batch experience, I need to start from the very basics. Right? I can directly start typing the code also, but we will go from very basics. So few key features of the VS Code. VS Code is nothing but this coding editor. So we have seen these icons. What is the meaning of these icons? Now extensions, then integrated terminal. What is terminal team? Integrated terminal. Then this we have seen, version control integration or Git integration. Debugging also we have seen. If you can see, debugging and customization. Customization can be done by means of extensions. Then IntelliSense. IntelliSense. IntelliSense means you will go. Then built-in Git. Language support. Here you can say multiple languages are supported. It's a polyglot. And cross-platform. Here you can see. So these are some key features of the VS Code. Code editing. So if you go here, you can create the code, type the code, right? Create the code files, search, Git, debug, extension. So these are the four key features of what you can say Git. File explorer, search, Git, debug, and the extensions. Can you see these things? Hello?
Yes.
So this part. So these are the four important things in the VS Code. Okay. Let us see code editing means what. VS Code offers an intuitive user-friendly interface. So you will get to know while you type the code, you will find that it's very much easier. It's very easy. Extensions we talk about. What do you mean by extensions? If you want to extend your VS Code to the specific needs, you need to have extensions. Integrated terminal. Now, can you see this? This is the external terminal we have. Outside terminal. Can you see this? This window is called as terminal. And this provides internal or integrated terminal also. Just type control and tilde. Control, button control, and below the escape button there is a tilde. Right? And can you see integrated? Here also you can see node. You can type node. Here also node, welcome to the node, and like this, integrated terminal. This is what is called as integrated terminal. Getting my point? Hello?
Yes.
These are the integrated. This is what integrated terminal is. Now, so just a minute, team. Yeah. So we have talked about the integrated terminal. Okay. Now, version control system. What is version control system? Well, I am going to speak this on much details, right? Which is nothing but the Git version control system. You can connect VS Code not only with the Git. What I'm saying, you can connect VS Code not only with the Git, but with other version control systems also. Like nowadays everyone uses a Git, but whenever we were working, there was a lot of things like SVN, Tortoise SVN, and a lot of other version control systems available in the market. But right now, most of the people uses Git is a primary system. So what is the meaning of this? You can connect with any version control system, but VS Code supports Git built-in by default. VS Code comes with the built-in Git support. For other version control systems, we might need to make some integration, and we might need to use some other extensions, but Git and VS Code works by default, right? Git and VS Code works by default. When you say debugging, you got it, right? The editor supports debugging for various programming languages. Developers can set breakpoints, inspect the variables, and step through the code to identify and fix issues more effectively. We'll see this, don't worry. So whenever I'm going to type the code, often I debug it. At that time, you will understand the meaning of this. Customization of interface. Interface means what? So these icons, a look and feel, this is a black screen by default. or the dark screen or dark theme by default, more precisely, dark theme by default, that can be customized anyway. You, whatever you need, a red background, you can make a red background. If you need a white background, you can make a white background. Getting my point? That's what the customization is. IntelliSense, the moment you start typing the code, what I'm saying, the minute you start typing the code, VS Code will suggest you, VS Code will suggest you some code. VS Code will suggest you what would be the correct code. That is called as IntelliSense. Hello? You are getting my point. What do you mean by IntelliSense? VS Code will suggest the code. Means you're writing a function. You're writing a function. VS Code will suggest, or VS Code will autocomplete the function. That is nothing but what the IntelliSense is. Language support. Multiple things are supported. Multiple programming languages are supported by Git. Lot of programming languages. You just name it and VS Code supports it. Right? VS Code is available on any operating system. Whenever you say platform in the programming language, consider that this is an operating system. You get my point? So VS Code works same. Now see, I'm on the Mac. You are also on the, you are not on the Mac. I'm on the Mac, you are not on the Mac. But the interface and other things are very same. There is no difference. Right?
Yes.
Any question? So I have created what you can say, few pointers over here. You may refer it. Just go through them and let me know if you have any question. Just 2 minutes you are having. Any question? If anyone is having any questions, please feel free to ask me openly. Hello? Your voice is not clear. Yeah. I think you have some problem with the headphone. If you can speak without headphone, would be great. It's not clear actually. Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm really sorry, but I am not getting your voice clearly.
Hello.
Ah, speak up now. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
So please one time repeat the point is intelligence.
Yeah, IntelliSense. Consider that you are typing the code, right? So editor will suggest you. The question is, what is IntelliSense? Whenever you start typing the code, editor will suggest you that this is what really you want to type. Or let me show you over here. Let me show you over here. Let me go here. And let's create one file, say test.js. Okay, just see here. Now I want to type some code. Can you see? Can you see this window? Automatically this window is coming. And see, it is the way as I am typing, it is go on suggesting the correct thing. Can you see? So this thing is called as intelligence. Correct? As I start typing the code, editor is suggesting me, see here, do you want this? As you go on typing, the suggestion becomes accurate. Suggestions are becoming what? Accurate. See, earlier it was showing me everything inside the console, but just I type L. So all the things, can you see? Log it is showing me. L is available in the log. L is available in the time log. L is available in the clear. L is available in the table. dir XML. Right? Group collapsed. Can you see? So this thing is called as intelligence. Automatically it is suggesting you. Correct? So this is what a meaning of intelligence is. So before moving ahead for typing the code, I need to cover the Git as well. Right? We can cover that, no problem. But any other question on VS Code? If you have, go ahead and ask me. Integrated terminal. VS Code is having integrated terminal. Version control integration. Here you can say debugging, customization, intelligence, built-in Git, language support, and cross-platform. Okay. Now what are the extensions? VS Code extensions. So first we have taken a live demo of icons and other things. We have understood icons and other things. You getting my point? Now we are preparing the notes. So this is how we will go. We will learn the thing. We will prepare the notes and then we will go to the next topic. Okay. So Visual Studio Code extensions are add-ons. I explain you what do you mean by Visual Studio Code. So this is a VS Code actually, and these are your requirements you need to have. On the code editor, they are created by the community. Remember that. Who created the community? They are created by the community and third-party developers and are available through the VS Code marketplace. Okay, I didn't show you this thing. Now if you go over here, can you see? Here you are getting the marketplace. Can you see? So these extensions are developed by third-party developers. Just a minute. Yeah. So either you can check whatever required over here, like type a JSON, and extensions related to the JSON will be fetched from the marketplace. Or you can go here and here you can see. Can you see Visual Studio Code? And all these extensions are listed over here. Right? All these extensions are listed over here. Getting my point? And from here you can download the extensions. So this is integrated in a Git. You search JSON over here, or you go to the marketplace and search JSON over here, same results you are going to see. Can you see JSON, prettify JSON, paste JSON as a code. Now go here. Can you see JSON, prettify JSON, paste JSON as a code. So whatever you see over here, same thing you can see over here. And can you see there is a install button available over here. Simply click, simply click on the install and extension would be getting installed on the machine. Hello?
Yes.
Simply click on the install. So I'm going to give a homework today. Let's go to the homework tab. Day 2. Here we can say find out important extensions for web development. Google it, search wherever. Find out important extensions for web development, that is extension for HTML5, CSS3, Bootstrap 5 and React.js. You need to just find out the extension. Do not install it. We will discuss it tomorrow. And then you move ahead. Getting my point? This is today's homework. Hello? Finding out the extensions, required extensions for these technologies. Okay. Now, what do you mean by extensions? So we have written inside the notes, environment setup, VS Code. The VS Code extensions are add-ons that enhance the functionality of the code editor. They are created by community and third-party developers. Remember that these extensions can provide additional features, tools, languages, themes, and integration to tailor VS Code to your specific needs and workflows. Here are some common categories of the extensions. Here we can say common categories of the extensions. Language extensions means they do a job specific to the language. Theme extensions, we can install a lot of themes in a VS Code. Linter and formatter means the code you are going to write, that code is correct or not. Who checks that? That is getting checked by a linting. The way we have something called as grammar in our day-to-day lives, we have something called as grammar. Correct? Hello?
Yes.
Similarly, programming language also having a grammar. You cannot write anything in the code. So that grammar is nothing but what? A tool which checks the programming language is correct or not is called as linting. Right? And formatting is clear. Your code need to be correctly formatted. For that also you need extension. So in your today's research, you will get to know that things. So these are what you can say. So these are and debugger extensions. You can have a few more debugger extensions. So these are the common categories of the extensions, right? Language extensions means there is no support for the language and you want to give a support to the language, there is an extension. Formatting and linting, there is an extension, right? And for debugging purpose, there is an extension. So extension can fall under these categories. Well, there are other, if you go on dividing it, there may be other categories also, but more precisely, generally, extension may fall under these categories. Okay. Hello. Okay. Now, how do you open extensions? Either click over this, right? Either click over this, extension window would be getting open, right? Extension window would be getting open. So this is about the extensions. Now, a second task for today is working with Git. So here I can create one more page and I can say Git. So do one thing immediately. We need to discuss the Git. Before discussing, I need to ask you to do some practical. Go to your Git repository. Yesterday you created an account, right? Yesterday you created an account, correct? Now just click over here, click to the your profile, and you will see something like this. Click over here, your profile, and you will see something like this on Git. Now what you need to do, can you see the repositories tab? Click on the repositories tab over here, and there is something called as new. There is something called as new over here, new. Okay. There is something called as what? New. So click on the new, and here you will find something like this, and create the proper repository. Just type something like this. You can give any proper name like me, and click on the create repository. So you will see something like this. Do this much job and please let me know. Okay, done. So we have created the repository, Git repository. Now we need to understand what is Git first, and we will conclude today's session. So what you have done right now, you created something like this, and you might be getting something like this on your screen. So what you have done exactly? Now take an example. This is you. Okay. This is your friend. and this is your another friend. These three people are there. So it is Java developer, or you can, instead of Java, we can say this is JavaScript developer. Okay. This is HTML developer. This guy knows HTML5 correctly. And this knows CSS3 correctly. Okay. So these are the people. They are willing to develop one website. These three people or these three friends are willing to develop one website. So first question is that how do they share the code? Right? Because this developer is having, or let's add some more complexity. They cannot meet each other. So this developer is in India, this is in US, and this is in Canada. India, US, and Canada. And they are willing to develop one website. Now, this guy will write JavaScript files. This will write, or let's create the scenario. This guy will create JavaScript files. Right? This will create HTML files, and this will create CSS3 files. Until you combine these files, your project cannot become a one project. So this guy is developing on his computer. This is also developing on his computer, and this is also developing on his computer. But until and unless you integrate these three files together, it cannot become the project. Do you agree with me or not? Hello? Do you agree with me or not? Until these three files comes together, it will not become a project. So presently one file has been created. So what a general thing, this person either going to send this file to this person on the WhatsApp. Also, this person can send this file on the email. So this guy will send these files on the WhatsApp or on the email. Getting my point? To all the developers. Presently only 3 people are there, and your team there might be 100 people. So this guy wants to send 100 emails. Do you agree with me or not? Hello? Similar process needs to be done by this HTML developer. So HTML developer also needs to share these files to all of everyone. Everyone wants to share files in this way on the email. You getting my point? So everyone, each and every developer wants to share the files via email or WhatsApp or another way. So presently only 3 files are there. Now JavaScript would be having one complete project, HTML would be having one complete project, CSS guy would be having one complete project. So presently developers are 3. Okay. And files are only 3. That's why it looks easy to transfer it over email. Getting my point? So presently developers are 3. And files are 3. That's why it is happening correctly, or it is easy. If one developer have created 100 files, this have created 200 files, it would be absolute mess to track the files. Yes or no? Every time sending the email and then combining. Well, another scenario. So this JavaScript developer, HTML developer, consider that both are working on same file. This file, this file. Both are working on same file. So this developer will get a question exactly which file to be considered as a correct file, this file or this file. Agree or not? Consider that these two people are working on same file, that is this red file. These two people are working on the same file and both are sending this red file to this CSS guy, right? The CSS guy will get a question, which file needs to be understand correctly, or which file need to be considered, this file or this file. Getting my point? Which file is a true file? Now all these things can be sorted. See, remember the problems, remember the challenges you are getting. Now these challenges are solved by one software. These challenges are solved by one special software, and that software is called as version control system. Version control system. Right? And Git is one of the version control system. See what I'm saying? Git is one of the version control system. Then there is a SVN also. SVN. Git is one. SVN is another. Right? And there are others also. Just a minute. So Mercurial is also one of the system, version control system. Mercurial. So you might not be using this thing right now in a company, but these are the version control systems. Are you getting my point? What is a version control system? We discussed. Right? What is version control system? We created a scenario of 3 developers with 3 files. Just 3 files and 3 developers we have discussed. But in the real time, there might be 100 developers with 1000 files. So it is not easy to share everything over the email and keep a track. For that, we need one specialized software called as version control system. So these are few names of the version control system I have written over here. There are a lot of there in the market. Now what will happen? Presently you are using something called as GitHub. Now what is GitHub? You should get a question. This Git and this GitHub, is it same? It is not same. Let me write that clarification also. Is this Git is equals to GitHub? Right? It is not. Git is not GitHub. Remember that Git is a software specification. how this management will work. That is Git. And GitHub, GitLab, GitHub, GitLab, sorry, GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket are softwares. GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket are the service providers, software as a service providers, which implements this specification. Getting my point? And one of them you have used is GitHub. One of them you have used is what? GitHub. Are you getting my point? What is Git and what is GitHub? GitHub is a software. Remember that GitHub is a software which implements the specification of Git. Right? GitLab is another software, Bitbucket is another software. Right? Multiple companies or different companies uses these things. Git, GitHub, GitLab, Bitbucket. Now you created one so what Git specification says that, what this Git specifications says that instead, what this Git specification says that instead you to share the email, you can have a common folder. You will first create the common folder, right? You three will come to the conclusion and you create the common folder, and that common folder is called as a repository. And that common folder is called as what? Repository. And you will add your codes to this repository. So what you have created right now, this is repository. Git says that you should have a common repository, right? And if you want to upload the code to this repository, that operation is called as push operation, right? We'll see this thing tomorrow, but this is the general idea. This is the general idea of the Git. Is it clear? Is it clear or not?
So Git is your distributed version.
Huh.
Git
Correct. Repository is the folder where you place all the codes, right? And GitHub is a software. GitHub is a software that follows the idea of Git. Means how these multiple developers with the multiple files, how they will work with each other, that has been defined in a Git. Correct? And GitHub is a software specification. Sorry, GitHub is a software system which follows the idea of Git. GitLab is a software system, follows the idea of Git. Bitbucket is a software system, follows the idea of Git. Correct? Now, tomorrow we will prepare the notes on this. Or if you want to prepare notes on your own, you can prepare. So whatever I have explained, you need to prepare the notes first. Okay? Okay, then I will upload the recording in shortly. And this is the whiteboard. If you want to have a screenshot, you can have a screenshot as well. Just a minute. Git. So I have uploaded this on the Notion. So revise it. Revise today's and yesterday's topic and ask me questions tomorrow. If you have any questions, please let me know. Okay, then if you have no any questions, let's conclude the topic and we'll meet tomorrow same time. One thing, throughout the course link would be same. Remember that. Throughout the course meeting link would be same. Okay, let's meet tomorrow. Thank you. Yeah, I'm disconnecting.